Hello, hi, how you doing? It's Jim. It is Friday. It is the end of the week. And in lieu of a mixtape, because I don't have any mixtapes waiting in the wings, I'm going to do what I was talking about a day or two ago. We're going to have a rundown of my vinyl haul. This is a huge one because I haven't done one since January. So it's 6 months worth of vinyl to get through here. So I've got a big pile here of new records, brand new ones, and I've got an even bigger pile over there of second-hand ones, of ones that I've bought from eBay, from second-hand record shops, and that I've been gifted and stuff like that. So I'll start off with the new stuff. The first record on this list is Light Up by Solstice. Now, this is a band I've spoken about a bit on the channel. I saw them live towards the end of last year as the album launch party for this. And I had the CD, but it took a little while. I think it's well known throughout the sort of music industry that vinyl pressings have been delayed hugely because of just a sort of a delay in getting them out. There's a shortage in the industry, so this took a long time to come out. However, I have now got it. It's a double. It's not a double record. It's a a two-sider. Of course, it is, Jim. So we've got 6 tracks in total. Light Up, Wongle Number 9, Mount Ephraim, Run, Home, and Bulbul Terang. And it's I've not yet listened to this on vinyl. I've listened to the CD. It's fab. It's lovely. It's sort of symphonic, folky prog. And I've actually in contact a little bit with Andy Glass, who's the main man behind this record, behind the band. And he keeps saying we must try and get him on the channel and do something. So that may be coming up. Do a listen through and maybe have Andy on here, and we'll do it together. So that's the first one. Second up, this really is literally brand new in the last day or two. Queens of the Stone Age. This is their brand new record, what's it called? In Times New Roman. But this is a special edition which has come from Blood Records, which is a really tiny little label that does speciality represses or adjacent presses to the main release. They're based in Milton Keynes, I think, their head office, which is interesting, but that's not how I found them. But this is the brand new Queens of the Stone Age record, and it's a special because it is on green, and it's the only way you can get this. And it's a limited edition to, this is numbered 1,558 of 3,000 presses. So that's a limited edition. I don't know if that's a band that you like or not, but I absolutely love Queens of the Stone Age. Seen them live a few times and have known about them for a long, long time. Right, go back right to the beginning of the year now. I can't remember whether I mentioned this last time or not. Obviously, we did the album Listen To for this, Identity. Riverside, a phenomenal record, a really, really masterful piece of work. Love this record to death. So this record has actually featured on the channel because we listened to it in its entirety back in January. But I don't think I ever talked about it as a part of the vinyl haul. So that's new. As is, of course, Fauna from Haken, which again we listened to towards the early part of the year. Again, absolutely fantastic record, fantastic band. I love Haken so much. It's a really, really good record. And this kind of touches on all the different sounds that they've created through their career. So you've got the very, very quirky, really way out there prog. You've got the gentle gianty stuff. You've got the sort of much more sort of heavy, sugary, genty stuff that they do as well. So it's all on here. There's even some bit of electronica as well. I mean, it's a great record, as you'll know if you've watched it. Right, now I have 2 here. This is Crippled Black Phoenix, The Great Escape, and also this has just arrived very, very recently. Crippled Black Phoenix, Ellengeist or Gust. These have been sent to me by the amazing Maraxis Arcanist. this one we've listened to on the channel. It's incredible music, absolutely incredible. And I have no reason to believe that this won't be either. I've not listened to it yet, but we shall be listening to that at some point very, very soon. I cannot thank you enough, sir, for sending these, and I appreciate them massively. I understand they are not necessarily easy things to get hold of. This one specifically, the Great Escape double album here, is a silver vinyl, and it's limited to 350 copies worldwide, and I have one of them. That's pretty cool, isn't it? What an amazing gift. Right. Onwards. This is something we've not had on the channel yet. I started to do it, but I did it at the wrong time of day. I think it was sort of really late in the evening, and I just got really tired. I was like, I can't do this. So I stopped sort of after sort of a few minutes of doing it. I thought, no. So I need to do this again at some point. This is NASCAR Space Fox. It's psychedelic rock. It's kind of the only way to describe it. It's instrumental. It's I think it's German. Say on here where it's German. I came across these guys completely accidentally on Bandcamp, and I loved what I heard. I said, I've got to get this on a record, so I did. So this is something we should be listening to at some point fairly soon. This record is called Pi. Next up, this is featured on the channel. This is Golden Earring. What's the record called? Moontan. It's a great record, as you will know if you listen to the video that we did. This features obviously Radar Love as their most famous track, but by all means not the only track they've ever done. But sadly, it's the one they're most famous for. But this is again an incredible record, and I have to thank Michael for sort of putting me onto that. So that's a big shout out to you. Now, this is Square Pusher. Feed Me Weird Things. One of the seminal electronic records of the last 30 years. I've never had this on vinyl. I've had this on download and on CD, but I've not even opened it. But that's how new that is. But I'd quite like to feature that at some point. Again, it's not quite the sort of music we're usually used to on the channel, but it's fairly eclectic what we have on here, so that may well come through at some point. It's watch out for that. It'll be a little bit of a surprise, but it properly pushes the boundaries of what electronic music can do in the way that Future Sound of London and The Orb and Left Field a little bit did. It's absolutely awesome. Boards of Canada, that's another band, but I haven't got those. This came up last week, controversially. Sleep Token, Take Me Back to Eden. I have to say, I really like this record, contrary to what people think because of my comments at the end of side 4. I just got slightly overwhelmed with some of the way it was sounding. I just kind of felt it was not varied quite enough for me. It was got quite samey after a bit. But I think I need to listen to it again. I'm not knocking it or disputing it as a good record, but the first two sides is absolutely bulletproof. I cannot fault it. And then it kind of, after a little while, it's sort of just, I'm not sure. I just need to listen to something else for a bit because it's all just sort of the same frequency, and it's like, I'm not sure. I just need to have a little break from it. But this is a solid, good record, and very, very, very unique sounding. It's I've not heard that done quite like that before. That's good stuff. Now we have two here by a band that I would not know about properly if it was not for Rudy. So it's been recommended to me in the past by Twin Ravens, who's talked about Von Herzen Brothers before, but I didn't quite get around to listening to them. So Rudy made sure I did, and initially he got me to listen to Peace Patrol, which comes from this album, which is Red Alert in the Blue Forest. And on the strength of that alone, I bought this record, which is the the album that's taken from. But then more recently as well, I bought this, War Is Over by Von Herzen Brothers. I have yet to listen to this, but they are a new band to me, but a band that I'm very excited about discovering more about. I think they rock incredibly. They've got such a good sound, and I think they would do massively well in the UK if they were not Finnish. They sing in English, but I don't know why. I don't know if that's the reason, but I suppose the distance and geography means it's difficult for them to be here and to tour and to be known, to have a presence in the UK, to have pushers, putting them on the radio, because they would be I'm sure they'd be a very, very successful band, almost mainstream they could be, but it's just fantastic music. Love this band so much. Right, this is a bit of a weighty one. This is the deluxe remix of Season's End. It's a little box set, so we have in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 records. So we've got Season's End as the remix, spread over 2 records, and then we have Marillion live at De Montfort Hall, 29th of May 2022. There's some weight to that. This is one which is going to be coming up on the channel. I'm not listened to this, and I've not listened to it obviously on the channel. I have a little thing being signed by the band down at the bottom here. I don't know if you can see that. Is that going to focus? I can't tell whether it's focusing or not. There's a big old booklet in there, and I say lots of individual records. So that certainly will be coming up. So all you Marillion fans and people who like their music, I'll be coming, don't worry. Oh, man alive, how are we doing for time? Right, this is Cult Electric, but it is, I have Electric already, but this is a different version, because it is, where is the second record? It's alternative mixes. It's alternative recordings of the same album. It's taken. I don't know if it's taken from the same recording session, or it's an early recording session before they then worked with the producer who made this. But it's the same songs, but just. I think it is. I think it's recorded or soon after they did Love, so it's a very different style. It's the same songs, but in the sort of Love style rather than the sort of full-on bombastic rock style of Electric. I mean, it's still, the riffs are there and it's still sounding great, but it's slightly different. So that's very, very cool. Very cool indeed. As part of the Dark Side of the Moon 50th anniversary, they reissued the record itself. There's no point because I already have it, but this is a live version of Dark Side of the Moon from Wembley. So this is Dark Side of the Moon live, and it may have been released before elsewhere, but I've not got it, so I thought that would be worth getting. I didn't want to get the box set, which this is a part of, but you can just buy the record separately, which is a far more cost-effective way for me to get hold of it, because who could afford to spend like a few £100s on a huge book? Well, lots of people can, but I can't. Right, Scorpions, Taken by Force. I got this following the video I did, sales of I want to say, is it Charon? I think it's Sales of Charon, which is the last track on side 1 of this record. But when I did the reaction, it was to the thing that was on TV. So this is actually a studio version. So I need to listen to this properly. But this is I love Scorpions. I love that late 70s, early 80s sort of metal sound. It's my thing. Oh, look at that! It's got a little CD in it as well. Let's bit of a bargain, isn't it? That's a bit of an annoying thing, though. Inside Out, who do a lot of the prog stuff, they used to include a CD in every single record they released. So you could have a digital copy of it and save that to have on your device for listening to, while you just use the record for listening on the stereo. But I seem to have stopped doing that this year. It's very annoying. Right, next up. It's not new. It's not new to me, but I've never had... Well, I have had this on vinyl. I had it when I was about 12, or however old it was when this came out. What year did this come out? 84, so 14. I didn't treat it very well, and it got scratched to death, and I replaced it eventually on CD, but I haven't had it on vinyl for a long time. So actually, I can get that. So I know this record very, very well. I prefer this to Master of Puppets, actually. Ride the Lightning, it's got some amazing stuff on it, and I was very, very happy when they played live and at Download a few weeks ago that a lot of the tracks off Ride the Lightning were in that set, or those two set lists. Right. This is a record by a band called E-Molecule, and the album is called The Architect. Now, this is recommended and suggested to me by James Wilson, and actually he wanted me to listen to this album on the channel as part of his membership of the channel, because he's taken that membership, and obviously because of that you get various perks, one of which is listening to some stuff, and he wanted me to listen to this, so I bought it for that, but I bought it for me as well. So this is the two people in this are Kelly Avril Nordstrom, who I don't know at all, and Simon Collins. Well, I don't know Simon Collins, but I know who he is. He's the son of a certain Phil Collins. So I'm very, very interested and excited to hear that. This one, I know nothing about at all. This is a band called Majestica, with an album called Above the Sky. I took a complete punt on this. I can't remember. It might be on eBay or something. It's brand new, but it was stupid cheap, like £8. A completely brand new double album, symphonic metal, on Nuclear Blast Records. Quite recent, 2019. Never heard of them. Don't know anything about them. So this is going to be a complete blind listen at some point. And if you know anything about this band, if you rate them, if you think they're terrible, tell me. I might have to sort of not listen to them or listen to them, depending on what your thoughts are. Right, another Marillion. This is a Marillion with friends from the orchestra. Again, this is another. I think this is quite cheap eBay job, but it's live. Is it live or is it studio? I think it's studio actually. This is Estonia, a collection, fantastic place, Beyond You, This Strange Engine, The Hollow Man, The Sky Above the Rain, Season's End, and Ocean Cloud, played by Marillion, but with an orchestral backing. I'm very, very excited to hear that. There's going to be a lot of music there to get through. It's exciting times. Now, I know someone will be pleased about this one. Richard, this is Mogwai. Come On Die Young, which is the second album by this band. So we listened to oh man, I can't remember what the name of the album was. Their first album last year, and it was impossible at the time to get hold of stuff on vinyl. Now these have all been reissued, so I've managed to get hold of this at a reasonable price. And this is their follow-up album, which we will be listening to soonish on the channel. But I love that. I love that post-rock stuff they do. Now, and the final one in this pile of new records is this. This is Karnataka, Secrets of Angels. And I've bought this on the strength of listening to two of their songs. via Tony. You asked me to listen to them and got me to listen to this band. And on the strength of that, I bought a record, I bought a couple of CDs, and I bought tickets to see them live in September. They're coming to Milton Keynes. Exciting stuff. Amazing, symphonic, female-fronted prog. Just beautiful, glorious, gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. So, that's the new records. We now have a humongous great pile of second-hand ones to talk about. So, let's do it. There's a big old pile, I won't lie. So the first section here, there are 4 records, and these came to me a few days ago, well, yesterday actually, and they've been sent to me by Dr. Zlerb Again to Music, one of the subs on the channel, who I've bought some records off him in the past, and he had a few that he wanted to send me specifically. This one, Griffin. Red Queen to Griffin 3, after we did the Griffin reaction last week. And he said, Jim, do you want to have a copy of that? Because I've got one and I'll send it to you. But he also then said, I'll tell you what, though. I'll tell you what, me old mate. There's no point just sending one record, is there? I'll put a few in there. So what we've got here is Roy Harper. Bull in a Ming Vase. Roy Harper. I've not actually listened to any of his stuff, but I do know he sang Have a Cigar. He sang Have a Cigar on Wish You Were Here. So there's a connection there. We also have Gentle Giant, a record called Interview. I don't know that at all. And another one, Tomita. Snowflakes Are Dancing. It's virtuoso electronic performances of Debussy's beautiful tone paintings. We have Snowflakes Are Dancing, Passipede, Gardens in the Rain, Claire de Lune, The Girl with the Flaxen Hair, Gollywog's Cakewalk, Reverie, Arabesque, The Engulfed Cathedral, Footprints in the Snow. So he's got on the back here all the different instruments he's using. It's a huge modular Moog synthesizer with so many different parts of it, and different tape recorders, mixers, and echo units, and reverbs. I think that's going to be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to hearing that. So, Zlerb, I've got to say thank you so much, sir. That's amazing of you. Thank you very, very much indeed. These two I bought. I'm not sure how good they are. I've not listened to them yet, but it's Pendulum, who are sort of a heavy drum and bass band. They played at Download. It's just wicked, headbangy, dancey drum and bass, which is really interesting to me that I like that. But I do. I loved it. So these are a couple of 12-inch singles, and they may actually not be very good condition, because I think they've been owned by a DJ and used for scratching and mixing. But I'll clean them up and see how we get on with those. We now have a group of 3. We needed these for the channel. Van Halen 2. Oops. And Women and Children First. So these were absolutely vital for doing Walt's album requests, cheapies off eBay, and I love eBay. I mean, you get so much good stuff on there. But so a really, I can't call it a discovery, because that sounds like no one's ever heard of this band. But for me, it's been a fantastic discovery. It's a band I've always known about and known in the background, but actually to hear what they really were like and were able to do was just incredible to me, because I only ever really knew Jump, and Eruption, I think. And beyond that, I didn't really know much about Van Halen at all, other than by reputation. So that's been really interesting for me. I don't know these records at all. This is a band called Saga. We have Silent Night, and we have Heads or Tails. Again, these are a band whose name has cropped up in comments on the channel. And when I do my sort of occasional eBay searches for prog vinyl, these turned up. And I thought, they weren't very expensive. I can have a go at those. So they'll be saved up to come on the channel. This is something I didn't even know existed at all. This is Mason and Fenn. So that's Nick Mason, as of Pink Floyd Nick Mason. And Fenn is... I don't know who Fenn is. Oh, he's a guitarist. Okay. But where he's from and what band he's in, I don't know. But I'm quite excited about that one. See what that's all about. I have to say, I'm quite excited about all of these. Aerosmith Pump. Probably needs no introduction at all. I've just needed to have it on vinyl. This is another one of those records that I was saying. I think this is a record shop, actually. No, this is a record shop. So Pentangle. Basket of Light. Again, it's a name that I know, but not a band that I know at all. So I was just getting the time to listen to this stuff. Cheap as chips, though. Cheap as chips. Traffic. We've had a bit of Traffic on the channel. It's a band we'll continue to listen to. We've done 2 albums so far. This will be the next one, When the Eagle Flies. So I have got this in preparation for another reaction on the channel. Next up, this has been a reaction a few months ago. Spirit, the 12 Dreams of Dr. Sardonicus. That's a fantastic record as well. I have to say, I mean, I don't regret anything that I get. It's they're all cool as you like, these records. But that was a good one, really good one. And again, on the strength and recommendation of a lot of people in the comments on the channel. Ultravox, Vienna. Surprised? I don't care. I love Ultravox. I had there was a little period of my life, must have been in the, I don't know, mid-1980s, where for some reason I had an Ultravox tape and I played it to death. Just, again, incredible early electronic dancey, not dancey, but electronic pop music. Moody Blues. 7th Surgeon. This looks like it's in really good nick, very good condition. This will be coming up on the oldie Moody Bluey series that we've been doing. In a little while, actually. I probably ought to get around to doing some more of those. Yeah, definitely should. It's been a long time. It Bites. Big Lad in the Windmill. We've had quite a bit of It Bites over the last couple of months, but never a full album, so that should be something we'll look at. It's just getting the time to do it all, isn't it? Caress of Steel by Rush. That's it. We know that. Left Overture. Kansas. We know that. So, News of the World by Queen, and also Sheer Heart Attack. Not necessarily a very proggy band, but I like Queen. I think they're just another incredibly unique, great rock band that did their thing very, very well. They have some very proggy moments, and I guess there are some people who don't like Queen, but come on, it's Queen, isn't it? It's Freddie, it's Roger, it's John Deacon, and it's Mr. Guitar himself, Brian May, with all the hair. Just Queen. Right, this has no name other than Fuzzy Duck. Now, I can't remember where I came across this. I cannot remember at all. I think I may have read something about it, but that is going to be one of these let's play it on the channel and see what it's like and discover it together. But it's that's quite early, very early 70s, 1971, there we go, prog, and not unknown, but very, very under the radar prog, so I'm very, very excited about that one. Oh, here we go, some more Scorpions. Tokyo Tapes. It's a live one. Fabulous, absolutely fantastic record. Absolutely fantastic. Can't speak highly enough about this. I love Scorpions. I absolutely love Scorpions. And God, they're such a great rock band. Such a great band. How are we doing? Slowly. Brand X. Again, another band that has been recommended at different times to me. This is the fusion band of Phil Collins and obviously others, but he's the drummer on here. And this was, I'm presuming, talked about a lot in the Genesis videos, but I think it's been mentioned elsewhere as well in the comments. But it's a band that I'm aware of. I've listened to a little bit of their stuff, but I haven't got any of their vinyl. Well, I do now. This is Unorthodox Behaviour by Brand X. Again, does this need any introduction? Probably not. If you're a follower of the channel and watch the videos, you'll know all about this. Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I'm a Chad. Oh. Triple live album. John Anderson. Songs of Seven. I haven't listened to this yet. It's cropped up as a very, very, very good value record on eBay, and I obviously like a lot of what Yes do. I like pretty much everything Yes has done. I very, very much liked his solo record, Sun Hill of Elias. Elias of Sun Hill, wasn't it? So you know what I mean. So I was interested in hearing this, but I have read some reviews that say it was a bit sort of bit sweet. We'll see. Now, this final section, and forgive me if I've forgotten anything, but again, incredible gifting to me by Benji, and he has sent me stuff that he is no longer able to play or to look after, to give a safe home to. It makes it sound like he lives in somewhere in a dangerous home. I don't mean that at all. But he has been a Marillion fan for a long time and has a lot of Marillion records. But he cannot look after them. He can't house them, and he'd like them to go somewhere where he knows they'll be cherished and loved and looked after. So he has donated to me Marillion picture disc. Sympathy. This is Fish. Lady Let It Lie. It's a picture disc. Isn't this just incredible? Fish. Picture disc. Big Wedge. So another 12-inch single. Marillion. 6 of 1. So this is part of a single collection. We've got. I think she's actually an album. There's, I thought it was just a single. It's not. It's a selection of stuff. So we've got Cover My Eyes, Kaylee, Easter, Warm Wet Circles, Uninvited Guest, Assassin. Oh my god, I love Assassin. Hooks in You. Garden Party. No One Can. Incommunicado. Dry Land. Lavender. I Will Walk on Water. And Sympathy. My goodness. This is so generous of you, and anybody who sends me stuff in, I'm absolutely bowled over by it. But this is really, I find this really quite moving because it's your own personal collection, and you just not look after it anymore. A Garden Party, 12-inch single. Incommunicado. Cover My Eyes, Pain in Heaven. I need to set up the sort of any sort of Meridian reactions I do. I'll call it the sort of the Benji Kid Benson Marillion section of the channel. This is Dry Land, limited edition clear vinyl 10-inch. If I lift it, I can see the record on there. Maybe you can't because it's clear, but there's a if you do it like that, just incredible, absolutely amazing. Market Square Heroes. Hooks in You. 12-inch single. Kaylee. What can I say other than thank you? It's just extraordinary that your generosity, and to Miraculous Arcanist for yours, and to Zlurb again to music for your. I mean, it's just amazing. I'm so thankful and grateful to all of you for sending this stuff in to me. I've got records that have been sent to me by record labels and by bands. I've got a lot of CDs, which will be another video because there's too much to do on here. But people have sent me CDs, and I've bought a lot of CDs as well. So that'll be another video to come. But in the meantime, there we go. That's the great vinyl record haul since January this year. I think I've got everything. I may have missed something. If you think you're aware of something that I've missed, it is an absolute a mistake on my part, and I didn't mean to do it at all. But I think I've got everything. But my word, there's a lot there. Thank you so much for anyone who's been involved with this, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If there's anything in there that you think is vitally important that we listen to very soon, do let me know in the comments, and we'll try and get around to doing it as soon as possible. I'm going to listen to it all, obviously, over the coming months. It'll probably take me another 6 months to get through this lot, but I've got a lot of music to listen to, and we've got a lot of content to make for the channel. So there we go. A bit of everything for everybody there, hopefully. I'll see you guys on the next video, whenever and whatever that is. Until then, this is Jim, over and